Yo, what is up, my beautiful people? Welcome back to Bright English, where we make English hit different and actually stick in your brain like your favorite song from TikTok. Here is a wild fact that is going to flip your brain real quick. Most Americans know more about Chinese Kung Fu from watching a chubby panda who loves dumplings than from any real history class in the United States. Think about that for a second. A cartoon bear from DreamWorks did more for Chinese cultural awareness in America than your high school textbook ever did. That is not shade, that is just facts. And it is kind of awesome. So today, we are breaking down Kung Fu Panda, but not just like, oh, cute movie. We are using it to level up your English with action verbs that will make you sound like a total native speaker. And we are diving deep into the real Chinese culture that Hollywood actually got right for once. If you have ever felt stuck saying the same boring verbs like go and do and make, then this video is about to save your life. Let us get into it. First up, let us talk action verbs, because Po the panda is not just sitting around eating noodles all day. Well, okay, he kind of is at the start, but then he starts moving, and English gets so much better when you move. Number one is to train. Everybody in America says, I need to go to the gym, but natives who are serious say, I need to train. To train means you practice hard with a goal. Po does not just practice Kung Fu, he trains like his life depends on it under Master Shifu. You can use it today. I am training for a job interview. I am training my dog. I am training to wake up early without hitting snooze 5 times. It hits harder than practice. Number two is to balance. This one is super Chinese culture and super American life at the same time. We in the movie To Balance is not just standing on one leg on a pointy rock. It is about finding peace between work and rest and dumplings and discipline. In real life, Americans are obsessed with work-life balance. So you say I am trying to balance my school and my social life. It makes you sound deep and relatable. Number three is to focus. Shifu is always yelling at Po to focus, and honestly same. Your boss yells the same thing, your mom too. To focus means to put all your energy on one thing. Stop doom scrolling and focus. If you want to sound like a boss from the United States, you do not say pay attention, you say focus up. It is short, it is savage, it is American. Number four is to bounce back. Po gets knocked down like literally 100 times. He gets thrown across rooms, kicked downstairs, rolled down a hill, but he bounces back every single time. To bounce back means to recover after you fail. In America, we love a comeback story. We love that underdog energy. So if you failed the test, you say, I will bounce back. If life knocked you down, you bounce back. It is inspiring, and it is supernatural. Number five is to master. To master something is not just to learn it. It is to own it completely. Po wants to master Kung Fu. You want to master English. In the United States, people respect the grind. If you say, I mastered that presentation, everyone knows you killed it. It is stronger than I learned it. Number six is to bow. Okay, this is where verbs meet culture. To bow means to bend your head or body to show respect. In China and in many Asian cultures, you bow to your master, to your elders, to show you are humble. In America, we mostly shake hands, but in Kung Fu movies, you bow, and it means a lot. So you can say, I bow to the real legends. It is a cool way to show respect in English without being formal and weird. Number seven is to defend. Po does not start fights, he defends the value of peace. To defend means to protect something you care about. In everyday American English, you defend your friends, you defend your opinion, you defend your last slice of pizza. It is a power verb. Number eight is to strike. To strike is to hit fast and hard. Like lightning, Tai Lung strikes, tigress strikes. But you can use it figuratively too. Inspiration struck me. That is such a native phrase. An idea strikes you when it hits you out of nowhere, like Po realizing he is the dragon warrior while eating. Now that you have the verbs, let us get into the Chinese culture part, because this is where most people in the West get it totally twisted, and your English teacher will love you if you know this stuff. Most folks in the United States think Kung Fu is just flashy kicking for movies. Nah, fam. Real Kung Fu is rooted in discipline, patience, and philosophy. And Kung Fu Panda actually nails this. That whole Valley of Peace is inspired by real Chinese mountain villages where mist rolls over the roofs in the morning and everything looks like a painting. That is not just pretty animation, that is China. Then you have Qi. You remember in the third movie when everyone talks about Qi. Most Americans were like, what is that magic glowing stuff? Qi is a real concept in Chinese culture. It is your inner energy, your life force. When Chinese people talk about balance, they talk about Qi flowing, right? So when Po learns to give Qi, instead of just using it, that is a deep lesson about generosity that comes straight from Taoism and traditional Chinese medicine. That is not just cartoon magic. And let us talk about the animals. Why is Po a panda and Shifu a red panda and tigress a tiger? That is not random. In Chinese culture, every animal stands for something. The panda stands for peace and good luck and friendship, which is why China uses panda diplomacy in real life with the United States. They literally send pandas to American zoos as a sign of friendship. The tiger stands for courage and power. The crane stands for grace and long life. The mantis stands for patience even though he is tiny. The monkey stands for cleverness. So when you see the Furious Five, you are seeing a whole ancient Chinese zodiac-style personality system. Americans have spirit animals as a joke, but in China this stuff has meant something for thousands of years. Food is culture culture too, and do not even get me started on dumplings and noodles. Mr. Ping and his noodle shop is not just a cute joke. Noodles mean long life in Chinese culture. That is why you eat long noodles on your birthday and you are not supposed to cut them. Dumplings mean wealth because they look like old gold ingots. So when Poe is obsessed with dumplings, it is like an American kid being obsessed with money, but way cuter. If you go to any real Chinatown in New York or Los Angeles or San Francisco, you will see families making dumplings together for Lunar New Year because it brings prosperity. That is real life, not just movie stuff. Another thing Americans get wrong is thinking Master Shifu is just being mean. That super strict teacher vibe is a huge part of Chinese martial arts tradition. Respect for your master is everything. You do not talk back, you listen, you train, you bow. In the United States, we are all about question everything, challenge authority, but in traditional Chinese Kung Fu, your master is like a second father. That is why Poe bowing at the end hit so hard emotionally. It is not submission, it is gratitude. If you understand that, you understand a huge piece of Chinese heart. Here is a relatable analogy for my American crew, so this sticks. Learning English with boring textbook verbs is like trying to become the Dragon Warrior by only reading the scroll but never actually fighting. You can stare at the words all day, but until you get up and train and balance and focus and bounce back and strike, you will never master it. Poe thought the secret ingredient was some magic sauce. There is no secret ingredient. You are the secret ingredient. The words only work when you use them with confidence and culture. That is exactly like English. You do not need perfect grammar to be powerful. You need guts and action. Think about it like going to In-N-Out for the first time. You can watch 100 YouTube reviews, but you will not get it until you actually order and taste it yourself. English verbs are the same. You got to taste them in real sentences. So here is the T. Most English learners stay stuck because they learn verbs like they are dead words on a flashcard. Native speakers in the United States use verbs like action movie stars. We do not say I tried to recover. We say I bounced back. We do not say I learned well. We say I mastered it. If you start talking like that, your English will go from subtitles to main character energy instantly. And now you see how deep Kung Fu Panda actually is. It is not just a kid's movie about a fat panda who farts and falls over. It is a love letter to Chinese culture about finding peace, finding your inner chi, respecting your teachers, and realizing you were enough the whole time. That is why it blew up in the United States and everywhere else, because everyone feels like Poe sometimes. Awkward, clumsy, hungry, but dreaming big. All right, my legends, that was a lot, and if your brain feels like it just did 100 push-ups with Master Shifu, that means it worked. Now, I have a question that is about to start a whole war in the comments, and I am here for it. Who do you think is actually the best Kung Fu master in the whole franchise, and why do you think Poe only won? Because he was lucky and powered by snacks. Is Poe a real warrior or just the luckiest foodie in China? Fight it out below. I want to see your hottest takes and use those new action verbs. When you do it, so I know you were paying attention. And before you bounce to go rewatch Kung Fu Panda for the 10th time, do me a huge favor and smash that subscribe button for Bright English, because you are not going to want to miss what is coming next. Next week, we are diving into the secret life of pets, and trust me, it is going to be chaos in the best way. We are breaking down all the animal and pet vocabulary that Americans actually use every single day. We are talking about why we call dogs good boys, and why cats are little gremlins, and what it means when your American friend says, my dog is my emotional support goofball. If you have ever wanted to talk about your cute fur baby like a true native speaker from the United States, that video is made for you. So subscribe, ring that bell, and I will see you in the next one. Stay bright, stay bold, and keep training your English like a warrior. Peace.